So made it back with all 11 tractors and a bunch of parts. Just as always, you know, it was a kind of a tight squeeze getting these all to fit in the 24-foot enclosed trailer. I'll throw in a couple pictures of how they're jammed in there right here. But so yeah, made it all back. Everything went nice and smooth. You know, it was a nice, really, you know, nice trip as always. You know, got to spend a little bit more time there this time than normal. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to go through each tractor, explain what it is and what I'm actually going to do with it, and kind of go from there. So let's start over at, I don't know, maybe this one. Of course, there's a parts pile. I'll show you this parts pile at the end because I think the tractors are a little bit more exciting, so we'll do these first. Anyway, I'm going to start at this one here. This is a 74 ST16. It has a 3 on the end of the model number, so it's ST16, and I know it's a 74 because it has a 3-spoke steering wheel with the battery tray in the back. 75s, or the toolbox in the back. 75s would have a gas tank. So that is a 74 ST16. It has this custom 10XL hood on it. I'm probably going to put a custom style grill on here because I do have one of those, and that lower grill will just go on another tractor I have another set of back tires I'm going to put on this. I do have these right here, but of course, you know, those will go on the front, and then I have some other ones for the back. I do have to clean up the hubs a little bit with the threads because it was sitting down in the mud. Same thing with the front axles. That's going to have to be wire wheeled or something because it's kind of rusty looking. Then we have this 69 or 70 custom 10XL. I'll stick in the video what year it is here for sure. But this one, it's definitely one of the rare ones. 25470 is the model number. Has original, I guess I actually should say original replacement Tecumseh engine, because the original one would be orange and this one's a replacement because it's white. And it is a unknown. Normally there's a number stamped on the block right there. Oh, there is. I just helps if I look at it. It looks like it is a 10, so it's a 10 horse. Carburetor may or may not be any good. Got a gas tank. Oh wow, cap comes off. Nice and clean in there, so that's nice. Nice original. Oh, maybe that's not original muffler. That has holes all the way around. The original muffler just have holes, you know, on the bottom. So that might have been a replacement one. Of course, my plan is with that one, basically get running, probably a Predator engine or something. Who knows what I'm going to do just yet for hood and grill. I could make one, because I have done that before. This custom, basically, I'm going to stick these 2 tires on the front because the ones on the front don't match. And basically, you know, clean it up, you know, SOS pad the whole frame and fenders and everything, and just have another, you know, nice, clean, original running one. And then behind it, we got this 1970 Suburban 12. Missing this side cover here, but I do have one. Missing both covers here, but I do have those already off of something else, so that's not a big deal. Under the hood, missing carburetor and intake. Once again, pretty much in all of these, it seems like. Most of these seems like they were parked because of carburetor problems, and that's why all that's missing. Carburetors you can get for like 15 bucks for these off, you know, your choice of website online. But intake, I'm going to have to come up with something for that. Original shusher muffler, which those actually do quiet it down quite a bit. Center cap and the steering wheel. You know, this is another one that's going to be just kind of cleaned up and just left, you know, the way it is. That tire's on backwards, so I'll have to flip that. That's not a big deal. Got the PTO engagement lever. That wasn't on it for whatever reason, so I'll have to bolt that back on. That engine does turn over and have compression. And then over here we have this 76 ST16. Now these are a little bit different than most of them you see. Most ST16s you see will be like this one behind it. This one's pretty cool because it has the floorboards that swoop up, more like the SS series. And it should have a large seat spring with plastic gas tank, but of course that's missing on this one. Dash is a little busted, but I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to pull that off without making it worse, and I can fiberglass resin the whole inside of it and fill all that in and hopefully be able to fix this. If not, I do have a backup I'll show you here in a little bit. Back 2 tires we switched out, so those hold air front tires, those are shot, but the rims are good. This tire on this side here, this turf tire, actually matches that top one right there, so that tire will probably end up here. And then if this tire can get tubed, it could be a matching tire to that bottom one right there. But we'll see. Up next here is a 66 Suburban 10. And I only know it's a 66 because, of course, the plate's missing, is because it's the only year they made the flat fender ones in blue like this. And they also have different steering columns, which this is going to be kind of tricky to see. But you can see that steering wheel is a little bit more flat. Like the David Bradleys in like 65 and earlier are more like this one here. And the way this metal plate is shaped for the steering gears is slightly different as well. Cub Cadet front axle. I was probably showing you this one in the video where I walked around the yard over there. Basically, this one's going to be just tore down and totally restored. Probably get a Predator engine or something because, as you can see, there isn't any engine there. I do have a hood and grill that fits this, so that's no big deal there. I do have a seat just stuck on this just to show that I have a seat for it. Has this little thing here. It was a pulling tractor, and I'm assuming that's where they put weights. The rear end on this is no good. It doesn't shift at all. It doesn't want to slide. The tires are no good, so that's going to be a little bit more of a major project. But of course, nothing haven't done before. Then we have this 78 GT18. This one came into the yard, of course, with an Onan in it. And I guess the Onan ran and worked and everything, and somebody wanted it, so that was sold out. But that's not that big of a deal because I do have two 18-horse Onans here to choose from to stick into this, and both of them are 78s. I got your typical broken nose, but of course I can fix that. It was repainted this brushed paint that's like a grayish, silverish, whitish kind of color. So that'll be one of those that'll probably end up getting restored as well. But we'll see exactly what I do with this one. I know it's going to get, the Onan, because I do have that already, but I don't know what I'm going to do as far as paint. Of course, you'll see a video on that too. I got this 69 or 70 10XL. This front grille I found and had a stick on it. This one is, let's see here, 25720 something. I'll put that in the video too on what year I decide this to be. This one, the hood's gonna fall off on me when I open it. So, yep, there it goes. This one, oh, look at that. Gas tank lid comes right off. You can't see it, but it's nice, super clean in there. Nice clean in there. Can't just say nice once. You got the same pepper shaker muffler, so maybe that is original. Normally, the top is blanked out, but maybe that is original. Got this block of wood in here for whatever. Battery holder. Older model to start a generator. Has the cover, so that's pretty cool. Once again, missing the carburetor and intake, which, of course, that one is, and so is that one I already showed you. Then we have this 71 or 72. I'll have to put that in the video, too, on what year that is. Custom 8E. These are pretty cool. They have a Briggs & Stratton engine. Now, the unfortunate things with these engines is they're aluminum cylinder. I mean, aluminum block is fine, but this one actually has an aluminum, piston bore. The actual cylinder is aluminum. So they're known to just kind of, gouge up, and they're not the best engine. I guess there's a broken headlight. And that's missing the whole carburetor and intake too, which I do have one of those for this. But I don't know. It does spin over, so I don't know. It's a Briggs, so I'm sure it'll run. I guess haven't been checking transmissions on these. This one, shifter ain't supposed to be doing that. That I know. Seat. It has this metal plate as a seat, and I found this pan seat there. So that pan seat will be probably going on there. Of course, this will be just another one, gonna get cleaned up a little bit. Probably, I'm hoping to keep that engine in there. Otherwise, worst case, it'll get a Predator or something. Same kind of deal with this one and that one. They're all gonna be running here at some point within the next 10 months, probably. Then we have this one here. This is a pretty cool one. This is a 76 SS18. Has an Onan engine in it. This machine actually had two hoods piled on top of each other. The other hood is right there. This thing is in pretty good shape, other than this fender got misted with some gray paint. It actually kind of looks like the same paint that's on here. so that's kind of funny. Has this nose cone, so that's going to go on it. Has a dash and steering wheel that isn't original. It's supposed to have a plastic dash like that one does, which from looking at this decal, it's probably off a 70 Suburban 12, just like this one, because that has the same kind of vertical lines on that dash as this one. So this one's basically going to get, cleaned up, that paint taken off that fender, or I'll replace that fender with a different one that matches the rest. I have another yellow shroud that doesn't have paint on it. I'll replace that with one that's more original. Maybe I'll paint the dash with like antique white or something, and then I'll stick this nose cone on it. I'll get some different decals so it actually says SS18, and then just have a nice, original SS18. I never even opened the hood on this one either. But look at that. That's super, super, super nice under there. That air filter cover, that's super nice. Has a complete exhaust. See what the oil looks like just for the fun of it. That's way over full, but it's clean. I haven't been checking the oil on any of these. That's the first one I've checked. Spark plugs, those look brand new. We got a decent looking fuel line, decent looking filter. So maybe we got ourselves just about a runner here. That coil looks new too, actually. So that might be one of the first ones I look at. That's all nice on this side. Throttle is upside down, but that's because of the different dash. Then we have this one here, which is a ST12, I believe. It's got 12 horse Tecumseh that turns over and has compression. Has a straight pipe exhaust on it. Let's check the transmission. That shifts. Does it shift on this one? It does. Maybe when I'm done walking you through all these, I'll check the transmissions on the rest of them. This one seems to shift. That's not a total indicator on everything, but, at least it shifts. It does have a 12 horse Tecumseh. Let's kind of check the oil on this, because I'd really like to use this engine. Pretty sure I've already checked it. That oil is like brand new. There's a few of these behind me over there. I never checked the oil on those, but I probably won't until that video for that comes. This one, unfortunately, the spark plug wire is kind of ripped apart, so I'm gonna have to do some cobbling together to get that, fixed again. So the engine's gonna come out of this one and go into the 76 ST16, because I want to make a 76 ST12 out of that chassis. Hopefully that paint on this will clean up. Otherwise, that'll have to get restored. Otherwise, this ST12 chassis, 74, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it. But I do have, of course, the lower grille there. And I would probably have to fabricate a front nose, which I have done before, out of some wood and some fiberglass resin to remake one of those, and some parts just fall out of that. I'll just set that there for now. And I do have, of course, the hood. So that's kind of the plans of this one. Engine's coming out, and who knows from there for sure. It'll have to get repainted. So, that might be a custom project at some point. The fender there has some rust holes in it, but I'll just replace that fender or fill that in with something. Then the very last one for tractors, other than the parts I haven't got to yet, is this 73 it's a 75, and it is a ST12 25863. That is a 75 ST12. So this has the metal gas tank under the seat. That's the first year for it to be under the seat. And it has the 3-spoke steering wheel. No engine, of course. But I do have this part here. And this hood was just laying there, and it fits this tractor, so I have it. Front tires are no good. This one should clean up pretty nice. Back tires don't seem like they match either, now that I see it. I really thought they did, but I guess they don't. That one's a standard Sears tire, and that one's some kind of weird replacement. It does look like I had a 3-point hitch on it at one point. We'll just, we'll go through and check transmissions on these. That one seems to shift. This one we already checked, and it doesn't. Let's try this Suburban 12. Does this shift? Doesn't shift into second or third. So that might be stuck into 2 gears at the same time. We'll investigate that on the video I make on that, because otherwise I'm guessing that's why they parked it. That's a simple fix. All you got to do is pull the shifter out and push it back into neutral and put the shifter back in. GT18, I figured that was going to shift because that ran and drove at one point here. This one shifts. This ST chassis, that shifts, but it's really, really hard. This 10XL, that shifts but doesn't want to go in reverse, but that could be just a gear alignment thing from sitting. Custom 8E, that I already checked, and it doesn't want to shift either, but probably just a shifter issue. Then I do have this dozer blade for custom that I believe came off of the orange one, has orange 69. So now I have a dozer blade for a custom. I didn't have one of those before, so of course I had to get one of those. Got a hood that's going to fit on my other 76 SS16. We have a tire and a random rim. That'll go on to something. A Peerless 700 transmission. I have always wanted one for a project. So I have this one. It was in their transmission pile. Looks like it was torched out of something. But that'll be on a future project someday. Then we got just some miscellaneous parts here. We got an Onan carburetor, got some headlights, throttle bracket, whatever this plastic thing is, battery tray. That'll fit a Tecumseh or like a Predator 420. It'll fit that too. 3 fenders that don't match. Got 2 mufflers that I'm going to hope to fit a Vanguard V twin. The second pallet here, we got the axle that matches that Peerless 700 transmission. A custom hood that was actually attached to that grill. We have a 18 horse overhead valve Tecumseh. This would be for like a GT18 single cylinder shroud that was laying there, and I need one for mine. So I have that, so that's pretty cool because these are a little bit different for the shape of this compared to the normal ones that have just a round cover similar to that one. So I have that, you know, just some random pulleys and little parts. There was this dash with a steering wheel sitting there. I picked it up and I came to find that somebody torched out from a tractor the entire steering gears and everything. So that might be a good fun project for something. I do have a front frame, like the whole front end off of one of these, and I do have a set of fenders, seat spring, and everything else. So maybe I can make something for a rear frame, and I don't know, maybe make my own from parts laying around of something. I'd have to fabricate the rear frame section. But it looks like that is going to be it for this haul, and I don't know, a lot of stuff coming soon. As you can see, there's 11 tractors to go through. And I'm not really sure which one's going to be the first one. That Suburban 12 might be the first one. But then again, I also kind of want to do that SS18 because that seems like it'd be pretty easy. We've got these Tecumseh ones. Those would be fun to get running. That Briggs over there, I don't have some of the stuff for the updraft carburetor, so that might be a little bit more of a project. But yeah, you'll see what the next one's going to be. I'm kind of thinking the Suburban 12 because I do have a Tecumseh carburetor, and this looks like it'd be the easiest to get running, and it is closest to the outside. But that is going to be it. Thanks for watching, and videos coming soon.